nyasi imemalizika mpaka mbuzi hata inamalizika.
The volumes of the Isiolo River over the years has been actually going down.
Tunang'ang'ana na Borana sangina maji hapo mpaka Kom.
Najua jana wamechukua ng'ombe ya Borana. Kore, Samburu. Wamechukua jana.
Binduki yote yalalishwa. Kwa sababu ikihalalishwa tutajua ni nani ndio ameiba na binduki.
She had no livestock, no goat, no cow, no camel. She had nowhere to go. Kulamawe, Siricho, and up to Basa. It was so painful. And it had...
Salesa Forole invites me into his home just as dusk settles in. He lives in Gafarsa, a small oasis village on the border between Isiolo and Garissa County. It's an attractive place for the communities around it because it has grass and water. A few weeks ago, that blessing became Salesa's family's curse. Herders said to be from the Somali community came marauding one night. Salesa's 82-year-old mother and his 11-year-old nephew were the first ones they found in their path.
Now, while there are men of my age, men who are younger than me, who can be part of the conflict, are there, they killed a mother of 82.
Your mother?
My own mother. They tied her this way, and they shot from point blank, from the left side to the right side. There was no confrontation. My mother, as per today, I've got only three young men. She has never had a boy. None of us, and they can bear witness, they know us all, none of us have never went. We are friends with them all. They communicate to us and they tell us who did what. Then the question is, why did they kill our mother? Then came our young boy, standard 1. 11 years. A child of 11 years. You die at such a painful death. This is recurrent now. They want this war not to end, this conflict to go on.
Salesa's pain brings back memories from his childhood, another period of drought.
There was that time, the shifter war. My mother gave birth to me that time. I can recall I suckled my mother because she had no livestock for 3.5 years. For 3.5 years. And it's terminated by somebody. God forbid. Until I felt other age mates of mine don't suckle their mothers. I had to leave her. By then, I was in Duxi. I was reading Quran. I was as small as I was going to Duxi. She had to come. I suckle, go, until the other boys were laughing at me. And then somebody who lives across, just across a town, just forget it.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Don't mind. It's life. It's life. She had no livestock, no goat, no cow, no camel. She had nowhere to go. She has no other way. She has to say she better perish and then I should live. And then somebody comes and terminates her life and then expects to live in a comfort life. No way. I tell you, no way. And I can tell anybody, no way.
He is sure that his mother's killers wanted to start a war between the two communities, with the land Salesa's community sits on as the prize.
The strong one will be staying and the weak one will perish.
Do you think that your community is ready to give up this land?
I don't think if only my daughter is as small as she is. If only I have that daughter, I cannot leave this place. I will fight. I will fight with a panga, with a spear, with my own teeth. No day I will leave here. And I have told my sons, who are 7, none should leave this place. They should better perish, because I got them from this soil, and I'll have to fertilize this soil again.
Tulizika hapa.
At the edge of the village, I meet Salesa's younger brother, Rashid Abdi.
Nikabora kijanangu na nikabora mamangu.
Call to prayer sounds just as we approach his mother and his son's graves. I ask him whether he'd be willing to forgive the men who did this, and I get more than I bargained for in his answer.
Unaweza samehe hao wenye walifanya hicho kitendo?
Siwezi. Na hiyo pena hawezi toka kwa hati yangu mpaka nikufe. Kwa sababu kijana wangu ni mdogo, hajawahi fanya kitendo mbaya, ni kijana kidogo. Mama yangu hajawahi toka nje, ni mama mzee, almost 79 years old.
That Rashid says he knows the people who killed his son and his mother, and that little has happened to find them shocks me and stays with me. I leave him to grieve a while longer.
It's been a very confusing day for me, where on the one hand you hear reassuring stories about how communities can come together to resolve things. But then we just come from the homestead and the graves of 2 brothers who've lost a mother and a son, all in the space of one evening when another community attacked them. And it just shows you that the culture of ethnic domination, of violence, especially around the issues of land and of grazing pasture, are still very deeply ingrained in the communities here. Those deaths, I don't think, are going to go unpunished, at least from the point of view of that community. And that's what worries me.
From every direction, it looks like communities are under pressure and getting more aggressive. Something needs to happen to cool things down. Then, after weeks of waiting, something does happen. It rains. Back in Isiolo, on the second day of the rains, I pull Lodman Lel Kalkuli, the head of the Drought Management Authority, outside so that we can experience the first drops of rain in this region, late as they are.
Shouldn't we be happy? I mean, this is what, the second day that we've seen rain back here.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be happy that this has now come?
Actually, I would say we should be happy, but again, we are supposed to see ourselves. And this is the second day, but according to the predictions that we are facing, is that we are actually going to these short rains will be actually small.
Yeah.
It will be undistributed, below normal. It means migration. It means the school dropout. It means poor conflict.
I leave town hoping against hope that by the time that I come back, somehow the rains will have washed away any prospect of violence. We come back on the 18th of December 2016, almost a month later. From Isiolo town to the countryside, I am greeted by a beautiful lush green. Green shoots of grass have replaced the dust coat that the county was under less than 30 days before. Everything seems to be right again. But with forecasts being what they were before the rain fell, I go back to the Drought Management Office to check with Lodman.
What our worry is that even normally the long rains, that is the March, April, May, are not very good rains. Normally we don't expect a lot in this region. What we normally expect a lot and people rely on it is the October, November rains. But definitely it means that the March, April, May rains will be even below normal. The levels of Wasenyiro currently is very low compared to what you could say the normal.
How many kilometers from where it's supposed to drain is it draining now?
Currently it's actually draining even over 80 kilometers before where it's supposed to actually, the Lorian swamps.
It's not good news. The rains was so badly needed here.
The last time we saw a situation like this was in 2009 and 2010 when we had the last worst drought, because at this particular time, the short rains failed and then the long rains failed. So we had a very bad situation, and it was also accelerated by conflicts.